Tyler with Gaia Force Gaming, and I'm here with Dan from Gaia Force Gaming, and we're bringing you guys a deck profile. Excuse me. So yesterday was the Ultimate Cup for Top Cut and also Carta Magica, but Dan played in Top Cut, and he's here to share with you his deck list. So take it away, Dan.
Hey guys, thanks for having me again on the channel. Like usual, I played in the Top Cut Ultimate Cup yesterday. Did pretty well. Got to finals. Didn't get the Omni or the Paladin, unfortunately. I bumped down to 9th, but I'll show you the MetalGarurumon deck I played. We'll go through it relatively fast because most people know the core of the deck. There's not too much difference than most ones. We'll go through EX, the Forsunamon. I don't know why you'd ever want a 5th egg, because you'll probably never use it. So Forsuno's good to go. The rookie lineup, for me, I did 3 BT5 Searchers, 4 starter deck Gabumon, want to get the plus 1k boost, 4 Gabu X Antibody. I see people, using different ratios for the rookies. Personally, this is what I like, because every time I've tried the EX1 Gabumon, shout out to Jackson, it just doesn't work for me. It doesn't hit, so I don't even bother using it anymore. I just use the Power Boost or the Searchers instead. You always want 4 Gabu X Antibody, why wouldn't you? Below 4s, it's 2 BT5 Garuru, for the promo, and 4 the Garuru X. Pretty standard on all fronts. Just remember, because I almost did it once by accident, because I wasn't thinking. If you do Digivolve this Garurumon over Gabu X Antibody, it still costs 2, because there's no Gabumon in the source.
Yeah, unless you have the regular Gabumon underneath the Gabumon X Antibody.
Exactly, but there were times where I hard casted Gabu X Antibody to search, and then next turn I'd have this guy in hand, and he's one of the cheaper plays in memory, so I'd be like, I'll just give you 2, it's okay. Sometimes you have to.
Yeah.
This lineup is pretty standard as well. It's just 4 of the Weird Guru promo, which is probably the most busted card in this deck, and the Weird Guru X. I play around with 1 Sagittarius mode, and then 3 Weird Guru X from time to time, but I figured, and just went back to this. I feel like this is a lot more solid. Because I think, for me personally, if I ever bottom decked the Weird Guru, like let's say this was Sagittarius mode, if I ever bottom decked the Weird Guru X, I'd be more tempted now, because I'm like, oh no, like there's only 2 left somewhere in the deck. I kind of just kept it like this. And though, yeah, I don't run that many Tamers anyway, in my opinion, to pop off the Sagittarius mode. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it's nice to add extra battle protection, but I think for consistency, I go with that. Well, and we have 3 Melga X and 1 EX1 MetalGarurumon. I kind of want to bump this back up to 2, honestly, because if I saw one yesterday, it definitely would have won me game 3. But I didn't have it. So, I think you can't go less than, I don't know. For me, I feel like less than 3 Melga X is tough. You want to see this at some point. Just so you can get that bounce and that extra push in, because I think during game 1 in the finals, I think I was able to OTK him, which was crazy because I was able to extend with this card. And luckily I saw this because I think this was my only copy in my hand too. For me, I run 1 Blitz Omni, which I think never came up yesterday, and 1 Omni X, which definitely came up a couple times yesterday. So busted. The fact that if you have either level 6 and an X Ante under, you can swing and Digivolve to the Omni X, reveal, security, trash 1, bottom deck this guy to use the effect, and you're able to pretty much close out the game. Yeah, I definitely like these. I have seen some people not run Blitz Omni, which is fine, I think, as well. Maybe if I was persuaded and I figured out maybe I'll sub this Blitz Omni for a second EX1 Melga, possibly. But sometimes Blitz Omni feels good that it didn't come up yesterday, but it's still possible that this would be the better card to just close out games once in a while. Options, 1 Ice Wall, 2 Hammer Spark, sorry they missed mention my max rated ones in the other deck, 3 X Ante, 2 Memboost. I do like these ratios. Sometimes I think I could up a men boost, but I really, I think at some point I was running 2x ENT and I never saw what I needed to. So when I got to 3, I was like, oh, I see it all the time. That's great. 2 sparks feels fine. I think men boost is the only thing. If I could, I would increase it just to 3, just to get more search. And Ice Wall is so good. I still think this is very valid. Pretty much almost any blue deck. The 2 Cocytus as well. Cocytus very good. Could go down to 1, but Cocytus did save me at least 2 games yesterday. On the finals though. I was wishing it was Insecurity, but it was not. But I could go down to 1 and make this a men boost. The Tamers, got 3 Cool Boy, which I like, and 2 Mimis, 2 purple Mimis. Purple Mimis did come up for me a couple times in some games. Shout out to Nan, he was the one who suggested it, and I was like, yo, let's do it. Him and Jackson were like, yeah, why not? Doesn't hurt to try it out, because they found success with it, and they encouraged me, so that helped a lot. But yeah, purple Mimis are pretty good, because extends Spark, obviously. Extends X Antibody as well. So you're an X Antibody, you can tap it to get a memory. Also very good because if your Mimi is untapped and your opponent plays X Antibody, you can tap it as well, and sometimes that makes a big difference. Some decks, especially Melga, needs like exact memory, and if you can do that to pass a turn, it's pretty good.
Yeah, very cool. I did like that when you showed me the list.
Yeah, it was really nice. I'm sure people were confused too when they first saw Purple. Like, what does Purple Mimi do down here? And that is the list. I will go over the matchups that I played yesterday, just in order, if that's alright.
Of course. And just for anyone watching, I know the video quality isn't great. I'll put up a picture of his list too at the end here, so people who are more visual can get that.
Maybe most of these people will be listening to it as podcast style. But yeah, so I played at least, like in order, I played I played Jesmon, the guy who won, who got 7th last week with Gallantmon. He played Jesmon this time around. So I played a Jesmon, Brigade, Ancient Greymon, that was a scary matchup. Played a Melga Mirror, played Rapid Hybrid, but it was green-yellow. Shout out to Ryan, that was a super sick deck. And then I played 3 more Melgas. So I played at least, out of my 8 rounds, I played 4 Melgas, 1 D-Brigade, 1 Ancient Grey, 1 Jesmon, and the Rapid Hybrid that was green-yellow. It would use green eggs, not yellow eggs.
Very cool. What do you think, like, were your hardest matchups or your easiest matchups?
I mean, the hardest matchup, Ancient Grey felt scary just because, if they find the line, it's over. Same with Melga, right? But the mirrors are, if you got the line, like, okay, you got it. And, it's kind of tough. But I think the Rapid Hybrid Green-Yellow was probably the hardest match because I think I hit double tie Kari in security, and I was like, oh no. So he was going to 7 each time now because he had a TK as well, so I was like, oh no. And every time, he just had the Terrier and Raising, so I knew, like, if I made a big push, my board would be wiped. So I had to kind of figure out a better strategy and try to go wide if that was possible. I think that was my most fun match, too, because that was very interesting. Very different, than just playing, like, Melga Mirrors.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's super cool that we finally have a MetalGarurumon X profile to showcase, because nobody's really been playing it lately, because Ben's been busy, and we've been doing different stuff, but...
Yeah, I would expect Ben to be the one who would top with it if he was playing right now.
Can we talk about how the breakers were yesterday? It was crazy.
Sure, we can talk about that. The breakers were crazy, too. So I got to finals. I was expecting, I lost. I was like, okay, that's fine. I was expecting to at least get top 8, right? That would have been okay.
Yeah, I can't believe you dropped to 9th from the finals.
Yeah, I got 9th. I was like, oof. Because the first 4 people I played, they dropped. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I was like, that's normal. I was hoping at least to get a but unfortunately I got bumped to 9th, and I know at least 2 or 3 of the guys I played and won against were able to secure top 8, so it was tough. Because, 8 rounds, instead of 9 rounds, it was 8 rounds, and then, everyone's breakers were much better. I think some people who had, like, ties were able to sneak in, too.
I'd be interested because it was RK9, so you don't actually see the breaker numbers. I'd be interested to see how close the breakers were, because like you beat David Lago in what, round 5 or 6? And he ended up 6th place, right?
Sorry,
or 5th place?
Sorry, round 6, sorry. I beat him in round 6.
Yeah, and he ended up passing you, even though you were he was your tiebreaker and you were his, like, only loss. It's weird.
Yeah, and I beat Kevin in round 7, and I think Kevin secured 3rd? No, he secured 4th, I think.
Yeah, the breakers were just weird because it ended a round early, and things get weird, people. Just to show you the power of breakers, sometimes it really does come up. But
I wish we were able to report our wins, like exact wins, because a lot of them were 2-0s. So I was like,
Yeah, for sure.
No pun intended, those are the breaks, So nothing you can do.
But I really like the memes. I really like, even though it's Melga X, it's been around for a while, I do feel like this format is more fair in terms of, not more fair, more open in terms of deck choice than the previous few. I think we have a lot of decks that can do pretty well, which feels nice. I don't think there were that many Melgas in top, despite there being 2 in finals, right? There were maybe 4 in top 8.
In the previous round, in round 7, the 5 undefeated were 4 Melgas and 1 blue flare.
Okay.
If I were to assume, I would say probably at least half is still Melga.
Okay, so I was a little wrong.
If I were to assume, I would say at least half is still Melga.
Which is weird
from what I can count.
Because I was X1 for a good majority of the day, and I didn't play any Melgas all day.
Yeah, it's someone told me that too. They're like, I only played 1 or 2 Melga the whole day. It's very different because I think, like you said, it's open. It's tough too because top tables you might expect a Melga if you're more undefeated, but a lot of people realize you can just play more SecCon stuff or Mastodon or something with more heavier options and still get away with it for a majority of the time, right? Because at the same time, Melga has a very linear deck. You get to the big guy, start swinging, hopefully there's no options in security, because you don't care about big Digimon, because most likely you have battle protection, right? So if you can get to a big guy and not hit a security option, you're pretty good. You're chilling.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
I'm sure there's Melga players that like played SecCon people and hit like Gaia Force or like the Degrade or something like that. I was like, well, okay, this deck is gone for this match.
But yeah, so that was your run. Congrats again on 9th. Do you have any final words or shout-outs or anything to say to everyone?
Sure. Try the memes out, see if you like them, guys. Or, if you want to try Melga, if not, you take in some memes and then some other decks. But shout-outs to, let's see who topped yesterday. Jackson topped Carta. Shout-out to him. Shout-outs to Tev for winning Carta. Shout-outs to Chris Sock getting 2nd in Carta. Shoutouts to everyone I played yesterday, because some of them were really hard matchups anyway. And yeah, hopefully one day, one of us on the team will get that Omni. Quest continues.
We'll get the Omni, and then they just announced that the next Ultimate Cup is actually a regionals. So
I will play in that, but it's just a regionals.
They're just trying to keep the Omnis away from us. I get it.
Yeah, it's okay. The quest continues. We'll get one. We'll get one.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Drop some love for Dan, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.